I do.
So a dominant to your submissive.
I'm not submissive.
Could you be a trad wife is what I'm asking.
Trad wife meaning like I'd be at home and take, no.
Like making Oreos from scratch.
I don't absolutely not.
Why not?
Because that's not who the I am. And my daddy didn't raise me like that.
To be a trad wife.
To be anybody's wife. My dad used to literally say that to me. I didn't raise you to be somebody's wife.
Hey, brother. Be careful. I will.
Most of the people that I know that's gotten married are divorced now.
And so, really, that's an indictment of the institution.
Yeah. I think marriage is legalized slavery. I think marriage is legalized slavery.
Hey, brother. Be careful. I will.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Say more, because if I'm thinking about slavery and I'm thinking about marriage, there are two different images that come into my head.
Absolutely not. I don't think, I don't know how you don't. A man is, especially if he's expecting you to be a trad wife, he might as well pull out a whip.
Hey, brother. Be careful. I will.
Greetings from the east to north to south, and this wicked ass west. The topic, men, be careful. The questions, why you think women buy deception, but cannot afford the truth. Let's get into it. I'm your host. I am the one.
You know, I never heard of this lady before I seen this video. From what I hear, she's a comedian, maybe an actress. I have no idea. But it's apparent that she don't know. It took about 120, maybe 90 to 120 days before a slave ship reached its destination, leaving the African nations, brothers and sisters chained underneath the ship, had no mobility whatsoever. If that person next to them died or was sick, they would get sick. Many people was thrown overboard. I don't know, do she know this or not? So when you take time to compare marriage to slavery, lady, do your research, because what you have done was insulted many, many ancestors of our people. And I would say all, but I can't say all. It's a true insult. I'm surprised you still have your job. But of course, when a good Christian white man allow you to talk down to the black race, you can keep your job. Kyrie says one thing, all of a sudden they want to take his livelihood away from him. But of course, I pretty much know who you're working for. Try telling the victims of the Holocaust that marriage is compared to slavery. See how far you'll get. Of course, you can say that to the black race, and of course, they'll promote you. But let me get back on the focus here. If women seem to think that marriage is slavery, and you pick your husband by choice, you pick him by choice, and then you turn around and say it's slavery. Of course, one of my favorite movies, Sinners. The brother telling the black men, be careful. He said, I love you, but be careful. And most brothers understand. He said, I will. So men, when you pick your woman and your wife, be careful. Because their ideology in 2026 is so mixed up that they don't know a good thing when they got it. It's never, ever enough. Once women get everything they want, and when I say women, I'm saying the women that I'm talking about. This is not all women, but most of them. What the hell? Once they get what they want, they're still not satisfied. Like hell and destruction is never full. The eyes of men are never satisfied. Regardless of what you get, you will never be satisfied. Let's hear more. Let's go to the next clip.
Man is, especially if he's expecting you to be a trad wife, he might as well pull out a whip and a chain.
Wow. So there are young people watching who might be wanting to get married. What would you say to them?
Don't. No, I don't believe in the marriage. No, I don't.
So you wouldn't get married?
No, and I don't think it's beneficial for a woman at all.
Love you, brother. Be careful. I will.
Every human have a system of belief. Every human is programmed by an operating system. If you can remember the old Windows 95, that system was put in as the operating system. It's the same system that your brain have. It's a system of belief or operating system. Whatever you put in is what you're going to operate on. If you believe what this lady is telling you about marriage, that's the system you will use throughout your whole life. Let me tell you one thing about a faulty system. That system will never work. If you believe the story of Adam and Eve, it's the same thing. That devil came along and gave her a faulty operating system. And guess what? She used it. And she has been suffering ever since. Now here comes the new Eve. She's based on lies, giving you a system that will never work in no civilization, not even in an animal kingdom. Let's go to the next clip.
I feel like as a man, whenever you go out, you should have a baddie budget. Something happened last night and I was like, this should be shamed. Me and my friends, we're at a table, we're having a good time, but you know, we need water at a certain point and we don't have water, so I take it upon myself to go to the bar and order 4 or 5 waters. There's a man trying to talk to me and I was like, okay, amazing, I'm trying to order this water right now. He says, oh, I'll take care of it. I said, okay, it's me and it's my friends. I said, it's 4 waters. He's like, oh no, I'm not gonna do it. I said, do not talk to me again tonight because you don't have $47. Yes, that's expensive water, I understand. However, that's not the point. You don't have 47 spare dollars for a baddie. Go back inside immediately and don't come back out until you get some more money. I'm not playing. Don't come outside as a man without a baddie budget, without spare money to buy a baddie a drink, to buy a baddie some water, to buy a baddie and her friend some water. That don't make no sense. Where they do that at?
Love you, brother. Be careful. I will.
I will personally never understand the argument that, oh, well, you can't let a man pay all your bills because that means that he controls you and that means that he can kick you out whenever you want and then you're homeless and blah, blah, blah. You guys are acting like the woman isn't making her own money. You're acting like the woman is literally just at home, not doing anything, not having a career. And of course, there are women that are housewives, you know, to each their own. I personally don't think that women should be traditional housewives to men if they're not making their own money, because that way the man can actually financially control them. But here's the thing, in modern day society where we earn money for the labor that they fucking do, yes, women should always be making their own money. They should always have their own. They should never be with a man not having their own bread. But that, again, doesn't mean that she has to go 50-50 with the man. If a man really likes her, then he's going to want to pay all the bills. He would have to pay all the bills himself if he lived by himself anyway, so why would he want a woman to move in with him and be like, oh, well, you got to pay 50% of my bills? No. You know, I will never understand why men will want a successful woman that can obviously have her own place, obviously have her own assets, you know? And it's just like, why would she want to live with you? If you really want that woman to live with you, pay her bills. It's really that simple. You'll be paying the same amount if you were by yourself anyway, and now you actually have a woman in your home. A woman that is providing emotional labor for you. A woman that loves you. A woman that cares for you. A woman that's clearly going to make your life better. So why would you charge her?
I would never understand how women come up with logic like that. They'll come up with logic that's illogical. Would you rather live in $1 million home or a $500,000 home? And you're saying that if he was living by himself, he would have to pay all the bills. Well, if you are living by yourself, you will have to pay 100% or all the bills. You're not making sense. This makes no sense at all.
Hey, brother. Be careful. I will.
I was submissive for 32 years. I learned my lesson.
Oh, you done?
I learned my lesson. I never let one of them talk me into saying I do again. I do not promise to give you the rest of my life. Cook your food, trying to clean your clothes, trying to keep your house clean, trying to take care of your kids, trying to manage you and all your silliness. I don't.
How you expect to keep a man if you don't do what he says?
I don't. I keep him as long as I want him.
Mama, how many guys you got?
Right now, none. Because I ran them off.
You ran them off.
I ran them off, baby. They try to rule me. And I ain't in the business to be ruled.
Ain't that the problem right there?
Black marriages in the 1940s were not just unions. They were fortresses built on traditions today's generation has never seen. What kept couples together went far deeper than love alone. Took over, husbands and wives would kneel side by side and pray. They prayed for strength, for provision, for patience with each other, and for protection over their family. This daily ritual kept couples spiritually connected even when everything else pulled them in different directions. The prayer time was not long, but it was consistent, creating a rhythm that anchored the marriage in something larger than themselves. Disagreements from the night before were often resolved during morning prayer, as pride melted in the presence of shared faith. Children who witnessed their parents praying together learned that marriage was a spiritual commitment, not just a legal one.
Thank you for watching. I am your host. I am the one.